Now we go to the Ukraine, where freedom advocacy groups have named 23 enemies of the press in the Ukraine. The report lists the top violators for 2010. The Ukraine president comes in as #1. Let's go over to our Kiev correspondent.
The Institute of Mass Information and Kiev Independent Media Trade Union submitted their annual Freedom of the Press rating report entitled Enemies of the Press 2010 edition earlier this year. The report lists 23 violators of journalists' rights. According to the latest report, the president of Ukraine, Viktor Yanukovych, tops the list.
Press conferences with Viktor Yanukovych are too rare. His guards behave with journalists too sharply. There are many cases of non-admission of journalists at a press conference with Viktor Yanukovych that take place. Besides, the formation of a group of journalists who fly with the president and travel with him internationally is not transparent. It's not clear on what criteria those journalists have been selected and why the journalists from the most widely read Ukraine internet media and opposition TV channels didn't get that opportunity.
President Viktor Yanukovych responded to the report by saying, "I advocate journalists performing their duty freely. I am for the number of independent journalists growing and our press being independent yet objective." Prime Minister Nikolai Azarov was ranked second in the report, while the head of housing services in Kiev, Vladimir Storchenko, was ranked the third biggest violator. Mikhail Chechetov, the first deputy head of the Party of Regions faction in the Ukrainian parliament, is the fifth worst violator of freedom of the press. Press freedom advocates say that the freedom of the press in the Ukraine is declining. Yaroslava Mishenko works in internet media and says that currently only electronic media can speak without censorship. According to Reporters Without Borders, Ukraine fell from 89th to 131st rank for freedom of expression over the past year. NTD News, Kiev, Ukraine.